Thanks for watching Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of Dub Nation gearing up to have an awesome weekend. We have a great show on tap for you today, and we start off with the latest Golden State Warriors rumors after the NBA draft in the lead up to the start of NBA free agency, which is coming your way less than a week from today. So Kevin Durant, according to Shams Charania, very frustrated with the situation in Brooklyn right now, and he could ask for a trade, even though he just signed that contract extension last offseason. And here's the thing for Golden State. If you want to go back-to-back and try to win another NBA championship, and you don't think that James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and some of the other young pieces on this roster can allow you to maximize your roster to compete once again for the NBA championship, you do have the assets on this team to maybe appease the Brooklyn Nets to try to make a trade to bring back Kevin Durant. We're going to explore it all, but first, here's the report from Shams from yesterday on draft day. Kevin Durant monitoring the Brooklyn Nets situation and considering options with his future. This now opens up the path for Kyrie Irving to proceed on finding a new home via opt-in and trade. What to make of all of this? Obviously, there are a couple of ways to look at it, right? Is Kevin Durant pressuring the Nets front office so that they get backed into a corner and they bring back Kyrie Irving because Kevin Durant wants Kyrie Irving as his sidekick? Or is Kevin Durant just unhappy? He realizes that leaving the Warriors was a bad business decision. He made a mistake at the end of the day because the Warriors just won an NBA championship without him. He thinks he's going to have that type of success, championship level, coming to the East Coast to play for the Nets. He gets Kyrie Irving to play beside him. They trade for James Harden, and in the matter of less than a couple of years, it all fizzles out, and the future of Brooklyn now in serious question if Kyrie is gone. James Harden already in Philadelphia, down I-95. You have to play alongside Ben Simmons and a roster that is really just okay with Seth Curry and Joe Harris, and that's about it. You need another star on this roster in nowadays NBA, considering the age for Kevin Durant, if you want to win an NBA championship. Or if you want to compete for a title, you got to join forces like a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the stupid level of talent that Golden State has at its disposal, thanks to the building of this roster by general manager Bob Myers. So we're going to continue to explore this. We have trade ideas coming up just around the bend, but first, I want to hear from you, the audience, because you're as much a part of the show as I am as the host. Would you welcome Kevin Durant back to the Bay Area as he puts on the Warriors uniform once again? If so, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. If not, I want you to comment why, my opinions on whether or not to trade for him, coming up in a few minutes. So, obviously, between the superstars on this team, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, they admire one another. They're great competitors, and Kevin Durant was blown away by what Steph Curry was able to do en route to his first NBA Finals MVP. On a podcast, this is what KD had to say about Steph, and he marveled at his performance. The Game 4 was iconic to me. It's like much more than just the win. That game right there was like, all right, this is one of the greatest players we've ever seen in that environment. The shots that he was making, the rebounds, though, it was the rebounds for me. Playing with Steph, that's how I know he's super engaged when he's on the boards heavy, coming over somebody's back, grabbing an offensive rebound. It's like, yo, he really wants this. And greats respect greats. And Kevin Durant respects Steph Curry just like Steph Curry admires and respects Kevin Durant. When they were on the practice floor together, when they were on the game floor together, they made each other better. But coming off an NBA championship, would Golden State welcome Kevin Durant back? And can they do it? They can financially, because we're about to break down some trades. But it all comes down to Kevin Durant's contract. He's so expensive. And when you pile that on top of Steph Curry's recent extension, how much Draymond Green is getting paid, as well as Klay Thompson. Maybe you want to bring back Andrew Wiggins and extend him, as well as Jordan Poole. You don't have the money to afford KD. The salary, really high over the next couple of years, ranging from $43 million at the start of it all the way to $53+ million in the final year. Then he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026 at 38 years old. Injuries have started to pile up. Durability, a little bit of a question. Really, you make this move with trying to win a couple of championships over the next 2 to 3 years. Then you deal with the contract on the back end of it a little bit later. Next on the show, trades that could bring KD to the Bay, and we're also going to relate to you the Warriors' undrafted free agents, a couple of guys who we're going to talk about. But first, If you had to rate Kevin Durant as a player right now, how would you rate him? Just like I'd asked you to rate Steph Curry on a scale from 1 to 100, how close do you think these superstars are? How good do you think Durant is? Let me know from 1 to 100. Trade idea number 1. All of these deals have to include Andrew Wiggins because at his salary of more than $30 million, he is the salary filler in these deals to make them all work, as well as a couple of other players. So trade idea number 1, Warriors receive Kevin Durant, and then you get the team up, Seth Curry with Steph Curry, and that's like the official Splash Bros because they're literally blood brothers. The Nets receive Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, and let's say 3 first-round picks. Trade idea number 2, Warriors get Kevin Durant, Cam Thomas, who's a hyper scorer going into year 2, really good college basketball player at LSU. He has elite scoring ability. That replaces what you lose in trading away Jordan Poole. Then you get a 3-and-D potential guy in Kessler Edwards. The Nets receive, once again, Wiggins because of that salary, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Moses Moody, and 2 first-round picks. You don't really get your depth depleted all that much because you get 3 players in this trade, and then you trade away 4 as well as those 2 first-rounders. Kevin Durant is really hard to turn down if you're Golden State and there's mutual interest between you and him wanting to come back for a reunion in the Bay Area. He is box office. He's a special talent. He's one of the best offensive players that we've ever seen, and he's going to go down as one of, if not the best, shot maker that we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. But here's the thing. Golden State, they had a parade in San Francisco without Kevin Durant. He left. They had a couple of down years, and then they returned back to that dynastic form, and once again, they were able to raise the Larry O.B. And on this Warriors roster right now, I love the young complementary pieces that they have. I love how Bob Myers has constructed this roster. I think the future is so bright for Jonathan Kuminga. Jordan Poole, if he had the keys to a bad team in the NBA right now, he could average 20, 25 points per game. Moses Moody has shades of being the next Klay Thompson, especially in this developmental program. James Wiseman has stupid talent. All you have to do is go back to his rookie year and watch some of the special things that he was able to do. Andrew Wiggins, if it wasn't for Steph Curry, may have won NBA Finals MVP. Would you rather have Wiggins on an extension, Jordan Poole here for the foreseeable future, and those young pieces who are affordable? Or would you rather put all of your poker chips on the table and bring back KD, which will help you maximize that title window over the next 2 or 3 years? I'm probably opting with keeping this roster intact, winning right now, but also building for the future. And I think in year 2, Kuminga and Moody can impact this basketball team, and the arrow, the trajectory only pointing up for Jordan Poole. I think he has offensive superstar written all over him as Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green get a little bit older. So it's tempting to trade for KD if he's unhappy in Brooklyn and wants to come back to the Bay where he won 2 NBA Finals MVPs and 2 NBA championships, but I'm going to say no on that deal. What would you do, though? Would you make trade idea number 1? Here it is right here. Would you make trade idea number 2? Now it's on your screen. Or would you make no trade at all? Type 1, 2, or no for no trade, and let me know what you're thinking on this subject matter. NBA draft coverage on Chat Sports was a monster success. We had almost 1 million people join us all throughout the night, and then on Golden State Warriors Today, this channel was absolutely popping. Well, guess what? We're running it back in less than a week for NBA free agency. We're going to be live for many days in a row, for many hours at a time, breaking down all of the moves that happen. So make sure you subscribe and join us on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. And of course, everything that happens Warriors related, we'll cover it right here on Warriors Today. So a couple of UDFA signings we want to get to before we hop on out of here. Jacob Gilyard out of Richmond, Lester Quinones out of Memphis, Alex Morales out of the basketball powerhouse that is Wagner. Do you sense the sarcasm? And Payton Willis out of Minnesota, a 5-year college player who played at the University of Charleston. He played at Minnesota and hopped around a couple of times throughout his collegiate career. Okay, as for some of these guys, here's what they bring to the table when I go back and scout them a little bit. Gilyard, 5'9", a little bit of a point guard. Might remind you of Chris Chioza to a certain degree. Really good playmaker. For Quinones, 6'5". He shot 39% from 3 with Memphis this past year. For Morales, Charlotte and Golden State are the 2 teams that he's going to play with in the NBA Summer League. So we'll see what he does with both of those squads. And Willis, like I said, a 5-year college player who actually played for 5 years was in college for 6 because he transferred during the old transfer rules and had to sit out a year because of college eligibility. Are you excited for the NBA Summer League? That's where you're going to have an opportunity to see those players that we just talked about. Give me an E for excited, DC for don't care. Go back and watch the Patrick Baldwin video. Let's get that to 100,000 views as Warriors Today continues to grow and blossom.